Hello viewers, welcome back again. Today I have my co-hosts. I want to introduce them one by one, but they introduce themselves.
My name is Vane. I'm Vane.
My name is Ms.Weston.The.
My name is Kiberiti Kiwasha, aka Fox.
These are my co-hosts today. We want to talk about addiction or masturbation. We want to talk about the chronic masturbation. We want to talk about masturbation that affect your daily activities. We want to know more about it. You know, many times I've had people DMing me and asking me that we can talk about this topic because it seems that this is one of the topics that affect the life of many guys, the life of many women. So we want to listen, we want to know more about it. The Vane, can you tell us, do both sexes, both genders are affected with this masturbation?
Oh yes, our figures. Hi, once more. Yes. My answer straight to the point is yes. Masturbation is affecting every gender. Be it young adult, be it male, female, both of them are in the gap of the most chronic affection of masturbation.
What about you, Ms. Weston?
Well, to me, the question seems very tough because both men and women are affected. But then, the rate at which men masturbate is quite...
I think masturbation affects mostly men. Yeah, for example, those students who are in high school, and even those who are married, and even those who are older than a guru or whatever, they masturbate. And maybe the reason we can go to find it through our discussion, and we see how we can help each other on how to solve these things about masturbation.
What and when do masturbation start, Ms. Weston?
Well, according to me and according to the research I've done, maybe viewers who are at home or probably viewers who are within us at the moment don't really know what masturbation is. Okay, so as to define masturbation, masturbation is the self-stimulating of genitals to a point of reaching an organism, you know. Let me just try explaining it in Kiswahili. You know, masturbation is like, you know, doing this, being quick, you know, being quick. Okay, for men, they do it using their penis. On the other hand, for women, do it using their vagina. So for men, they rub their hands along their penises while going up and down. Women do the same, but using things like cucumbers, bananas, and all those stuff. So women do the same, but using things like cucumbers, bananas, and all those stuff. So maybe to answer his question, can you maybe just repeat the question?
So when does masturbation start?
Well, masturbation starts at the age of 2 onwards. That is when masturbation starts.
But yes, it's true. But do they do it knowingly when they're 2 years, when they're 6 years? They do it knowingly that they're masturbating.
Children from 2 years do it unknowingly.
Yeah.
They basically do what they see, not what they know.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Kiberiti Kiwasha, what is your take on the time when masturbation starts?
I think most of the people start masturbation while they are in secondary school, because as you can see, most of them feel like they are lonely, their girlfriend are so far. So I think they start in that early age of maybe 15 going upward. Yeah.
Okay. Madam Vane, the Vane, can you tell us what drives people to masturbate?
Okay, just before I could jump into your question, a quick one. On responding to what Sarah and Kiberiti have already talked about the age gap when it starts. Talking of the age of 2 years old, looking forward and raising it up without noticing that it is something that is doing which is bad and parents notice. So these are things they do without notice. then they don't know that they are really masturbating. Or sometimes you find a baby child rapping on their, on their genital parts. And they're busy rapping and you wonder what is wrong. Sometimes it can be maybe an infection or something else, but sometimes they do it as a pleasure. And this may lead to maybe some of the fatigue things and in future leading to some kind of tricky characters raising up. So the age of 2 is a little bit they don't know, but when they go all the way to the age of 6, they start noticing. Like I see my dad doing this with my mom and they start doing it now on themselves. Like if my mom and dad can do this, then I can do it by myself like a boy child. They just doing that. If it's a girl child, they start doing with the small boys or their girl to girl thing. Okay, now jumping into a question like what leads people to do this? At the age of, let's talk about the teenage. Teenagers, they want to get into a relationship but they fear pregnancy, right? But now they want to do whatever they see couples can do, partners can do, but they don't want to get pregnant. So they want to masturbate to avoid getting pregnant. Others, if it's a guy who is in a relationship, more especially the couples, nowadays you understand marriages is a critical condition. People don't want to stay in marriages. They are going through stress, there is too much divorce. Guys in marriages, they don't get satisfactory. That's number one. If a guy has women, partners, their wives, they have to masturbate to add on the sex that they had with their partners. Another thing is that there's this way men are doing it for shortcut to safe sex. You see? Like I don't want to get HIV, I don't want to get STIs, I don't want to get these, diseases. Now I want to masturbate so that I don't get these diseases. Men also, they are doing this because they want to avoid responsibility. I don't want to impregnate somebody's daughter. I don't want to impregnate a schoolgirl. I don't want to get into dramas, And again, there is this thing that they do for pleasure. It's like, if it's for ladies, sometimes just like, I don't want to get into relationships which can drive me crazy. So I want to be single. But in this single life, she wants to entertain herself. So to get that pleasure, that she doesn't want to have a real penis in her body, but she can have the other things like a cucumber, my friend Sarah talked about, and the banana, or sometimes they use their own hands.
Mr. Kiwasha.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Limo. Before I answer or before I give out my points, me I cannot agree with my sister. Why? Because you can't tell us that men do masturbation because they don't want to get maybe diseases or maybe they don't want the responsibility. Which is responsibility? Okay? Me I think doing masturbation is just
there are some people out there, they don't want to bring the disease home. They don't want to infect their wives. There's some people who love their wives. They love their family. They want to see themselves growing together as a family. So instead of me going out there to look for that disease, HIV, to look for that STI, there's some people who don't want to walk. When you have an STI, it's itchy all the time. You have to funny walks, funny smells around. Instead of me going for that to bring to my family or die and leave my family without a father or without a mother, it's better I masturbate. It's like an addition to the sex that I had last night.
Madam Sarah. Ms. Weston, what is your take?
In addition to what Ms. Vane has said,
yes.
Maybe Kiberiti is saying that simply because he's a man.
It's trying to.
No.
Let us hear.
Yeah, you're trying to defend men simply because you're a man. Do you even know when men masturbate? You don't want responsibility. Just like Ms. Vane has said.
which responsibility first?
Okay, now let me give you actually a version of this. For instance, an example. If you really watch the last 2 films, this lady was called Celine. She's now a cop. The lady was pregnant. She was impregnated actually with a man. And then akienda kuambia mwanaume ati amempea mimba, mwanaume alimwambia ati, do you remember?
What about this ladies? Okay. What about the ladies, Mr. Kiberiti?
Mr. Limo, before I jump on ladies, on my side I can say men do masturbate because most of them are idle to see. Most of them are idle and they don't have anything to do do so. Somebody decided, no, let me just do this.
So what about those who are not idle?
And for those who are not idle,
They
they're just
don't
doing
have
it
any
for pleasure.
Exactly.
Okay, they're just doing it for pleasure. But you can't tell me that this man is doing it because he don't want to the responsibility. What is responsibility? What about those who are married? What about those who are married? They have women, they have children, and they're still masturbating.
In short,
Is that running away? Is that running away from the responsibility?
Yes.
No.
in short, you don't want to understand. Simply because you're a man. That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
So what is your take on ladies? Why do ladies masturbate?
Okay, thank you. Most of women masturbate because most of them they think that men are bad people, and most of them think that if they do that without men or whatever, they are just okay. What about those who are married? What about those who are married? They have women, they have children, and they're still masturbating.
In short,
Is that running away? From the responsibility?
Yes.
No.
in short, you don't want to understand. Simply because you're a man. That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
So what is your take on ladies? Why do ladies masturbate?
Okay, thank you. Most of women masturbate because most of them they think that men are bad people, and most of them think that if they do that without men or whatever, they are just okay. And I don't think so. If an educated woman can just sit somewhere and start masturbating without a reason, because as you can see, we have a lot of men outside there, well energetic, have their own money. So why do women masturbate? Why?
Can they tell us?
Is that normal?
Yes, I can
For
answer
me,
that.
that's not normal.
I can
That's
answer
not normal
that.
because if you see a woman having a lot of money as the car and she masturbates, then
Masturbating. But I think my points earlier on were more of general. Like if you look at my point, lack of satisfaction. There's a woman who are expert in sex. If you don't have good styles in sex, you don't do them better. They better use a vibrator. You know, vibrator connected to a steamer. Steamer is power. It's shaking that body more than a man can reach. Sometimes men lack to get women to orgasm. So those men who ejaculate early will try to avoid. I'm not saying because I'm an expert. We're trying to avoid this immature ejaculation. So instead of, if I didn't get satisfied by my man, I rather use a machine, that is a vibrator. Point number 2 was the pleasure. Everybody wants the pleasure. As much as men want that pleasure, women also do it for pleasure. Another point is shortcut to safe sex. I also don't want to be infected with HIV. I don't want to be infected with STI. And sometimes getting into a stressful marriage. Series of broken marriages. Series of unworking marriage. Women want to get out of that stress. The burden of pregnancy. Every now and again I'm pregnant. There's no man who's responsible for my pregnancy. So I rather masturbate and get satisfied and walk away. You know, there's some women who are so much into their careers. Because of these careers, they don't want to get into a man who will bore them down, like, oh, you have to wash my shoes, you have to give my laundry, you have to do this responsibility. There's some women who are so into their careers. But as much as I do my career, I need satisfaction. So how do I get this apart from my career? It's through masturbation. There's some women who don't value marriages because of the stress they go through marriages. So they rather ignorant sex. They don't know whether you are at orgasm. They even fear asking you, hey baby, are you okay? Are you there? One thing we reason, he doesn't care about you.
But you're running away
So
from
this
the
machine leads you all the way to ejaculation because it's power. Ni stima bana. Seti ni kitu unatumia na hii mwili yako ya chakula. Hii ni kitu imefahamu na stima. Yes,
Okay.
And again, it gets me out of stress. Once I get that satisfaction, then I'm good to go.
Okay,
just
so
explain explain for us this stress. Which stress that machine.
I talked about stressful marriage and a series of working marriage, series of getting pregnant and there's no man to take responsibility of a child, carrying children around without a maid, there's nobody to pay your rent, stuff like that. Women, we need a man who can furnish a house for me. I have a maid. Do all this, I go to work, I come home, satisfy me in bed. But if I don't get this is called stress. So running away from all this rubbish, get the machine, pump me, I get moving. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so our main thing that we want to look today, after all this nice talk, I would like us to give people at least how can we overcome this chronic masturbation? How can we overcome? How can we make sure that we come out of this masturbation? Because some people it is weighing them down. They are not even going with jobs. Sometimes they are in job, they are in work. You find a person working and masturbating in its desk. Somebody is in the car traveling, is masturbating. Thank you so much. We continue, and as I was talking, and I was saying that this masturbation, the chronic one, the addiction, masturbation, has weighed many people down. Even people are expected. They're in their offices and they are waiting to do their work and they're masturbating. Have I told you somebody's watching football, is a football fan, is masturbating. Somebody really serious traveling and is masturbating on the vehicle. It is thorough. So because it's weighing them down and it's very pathetic, because they even make sure that their clothes is even now dirty and they're traveling, we must help these people to overcome it. Because this thing also affects their families. Their families, some of them cannot now continue well in their families, cannot now engage in good sexual relationship with their wives and even with their husbands because of this kind of monster called masturbation, the chronic one. So how can we overcome masturbation? The Vane, can you tell it?
Quick one. Before I get to how we overcome this masturbation, we have the side effect of this masturbation. And my viewers, if you really know about this side effect, then definitely you won't even get into that shoes in the first place. Look at the people who are frequently masturbating. They lose interest with their families. So this slowly by slowly they get rid of their families. They get this is where you find family breakages, where you get divorces arising, such like things, losing interest with your wife and your partners. Another thing is this early ejaculation. You don't want to get to bed and then you are ejaculating too early, so you're affecting your partner, she doesn't get satisfied. So those are the harmful. Then we have lower back pains. Lower back pains. You can imagine a man is in his car and is busy, this backache, or it's a girl and it's a lady and you're busy with your hands and stuff. It gives you the lower backache pains, and those are the things that you need to avoid. Injury to your penis, you see, like this is a hand you're using, and because this hand cannot release the same liquid my vagina can release or any other woman's vagina can release, the natural liquid that sustains that penis for that long period, there is a strenuous exercise between your hands and your penis. So through that friction, your penis gets hurt. And so through those small injuries, they might lead to a chronic disease. We don't know. Who knows? Anything can arise out of that. Inhibit of sexual activities. They get bored. I don't want to sleep with a partner. I'm not just used to this ejaculation. So to your question, quick one, I'll talk about how can we avoid all these pains that we can go through and avoid ejaculation to save our marriages and stuff like that. I'll talk about games and exercises. Go swimming, man. Go run, Go have fun outside there, run with your friends, have activities going on. Keep your mind busy.
Oh, Madam Ms.Weston, what is your thought?
So, in addition to what Ms. Vane has said, masturbation is the stimulation of one's genitals. What does that mean? Pain. Pain in one's penis, pain in one's vagina. So to avoid this excessive masturbation, we have to listen to music. To the Christians, please listen to gospel. To the non-Christians, listen to gospel as well as the other genre of music.
So in addition to a point, it doesn't matter what kind of music you are listening to. It's better you listen to any kind of music rather than getting into masturbation. You see, we would just want to keep your mentality very busy and engaged. to avoid you thinking of masturbation?
Mr. Kiberiti Kiwasha?
Okay, to me I can say, to avoid masturbation, please look at that mindset. Look at that mindset of somebody. Mindset is the one that tells somebody, go and do this. So, if you keep yourself busy and remove that mindset of maybe having sex, want to do something bad, you can do sit-ups, you can do press-ups, such that you keep yourself busy. You know, keeping yourself busy, it doesn't mean that you can only do that and you are busy. Okay, you can read books, you can read novels, you can watch. That also will help you, at least. But the key point here is mindset. Check on your mindset, and you have the solution.
To add on his point, there's also, you can engage yourself in dancing. Also, those moves can help stimulate your body well, and can also get your body fittings, and also can stimulate the hormones, so that your hormones in the body are not hypering around and pumping into your head that you have to do masturbation. And another thing is, avoid, as much as you're watching, what are you watching, my brother? Don't tell me you'll be entertaining them to watch pornographic movies. So, my viewers, avoid watching things that can trigger you into masturbation, like pornographic movies and any other romantic movies that you cannot control yourself. Thank you.
In addition to what Ms. Vane said, let me just expound more on doing the dance moves. You can dance, you can do yoga, you can do anything. You can even meditate upon the Bible, which I know is not very well liked by most people. But then you can also study the Bible. In terms of dance, once you dance, this endomorphic chemical produced by the brain is easily produced once you dance. The chemical acts as the white blood cells. It easily protects you against very many diseases. Yeah, so you can do all this to avoid masturbation.
To add on that, Mr. Mimo, before I challenge my sister on this point, you can't tell me that watching pornographic movies can make you do masturbation. That's a wicked point. No.
It's not
No.
It's not wicked.
That's wicked.
It's not.
That's why I have said, or on the point I said earlier before, HIV/AIDS cannot kill you if you have not set that mind that I'm having HIV and AIDS. We have those people who are living with HIV and AIDS for 20 years because they are busy. They don't want to set that mind that I'm having HIV and AIDS. So you can't tell me that watching pornography can lead you to do masturbation. No.
Let me answer
To
you.
me, I can say no. Viewers, no.
Let Mr.
That is mindset. That is mindset.
Let Mr. Weston give us a point.
Okay, and let me just answer you on that.
Yes.
And this is my last point.
Yeah, we are finishing.
Yes.
I'm finishing.
Watching pornographic movies can be very addictive and they can easily lead you to masturbation. For example, there's this movie called Shame. Shame is a pornographic movie. Children under the age of 18 cannot be allowed to watch that movie. And in this movie, there's this man who is very much addicted to pornographic movies. What is this man doing while going at home with the masturbating? So what are you telling us?
In my moderation, please.
So we finish now.
Yeah.
We finish. And I just give Ms. Vane the last chance because we'll be having part 2. Yeah.
Yes. To my conclusion, actually, I would rather talk about pornographic rather than concluding anything else. You see, if I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have a partner, and I'm busy watching this pornographic movie, what will I do to myself? I just watch it, close the page, and go away. I don't know to masturbate.
My viewers and
Yes, actually, to my conclusion, I was trying to elaborate on my point, and to my viewers. It's not right actually to watch pornographic movies. We are trying to teach. To Mr. Kiberiti, actually, I was.
Okay, now 1, 2.
We are concluding, my viewers, and let us just Ms. Vane, give us a last conclusion.
My final remarks is before I actually give my final remarks, I would like to tell my viewers pornographic movies is really bad. as much as my brother is trying to oppose the pornographic thing, as much as you watch pornographic movie and you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have a partner, so what are you going to do at the end of the day? You'll have to masturbate to yourself. Another point, it's even wrong, biblically it's wrong. If you are enlightening people on these our small talk about masturbation, then we can't encourage you to have pornographic videos and you're busy watching. Even with your partners at home, try as much as you can to avoid watching pornographic movies. And actually now to my final remarks is that thank you so much my viewers for watching our small video, and I would like, at least as much as you can, try so much to participate on these little escape outs of masturbation. Try to dance, try to engage yourself in exercise, avoid masturbation because it's a killing disease. It will end up breaking your families and so much of what we have talked about. So thank you so much my viewers. See you next time. Part 2 is coming.
No matter what they say, this topic has a lot of skeptic, and some people believe that masturbation must be right. But we look at it, it affects a lot of things. For real, it affects your marriages, as our course has said. It affects even your mind, it affects your daily life. And we cannot encourage you to continue doing it. We urge you that you have to forego this monster and you have to refrain from it. Thank you so much, my viewer. See you in the next segment.
See you next time. Part 2 is waiting.
To subscribe.
Bye. Subscribe down and like the